Hi, our team decided to do our project on the use of Tableau to analyze data. My name is Erica Craig.
I am Eddie Sar.
I'm Joshua Stone.
And Abraham Velasquez.
Following us doing the data project, we decided that we wanted to learn a little bit more about Tableau. So, as a team, we felt like it would be a good resource for us in our careers, as well as just anything else that we wanted to analyze. So, since we all work at different companies and we all don't really do the same thing, we decided to focus on something that was fun for us and something that we enjoyed. So we decided to look at sports because it's something that we all find interest in.
And so initially we decided to look at the disparity between men's and women's basketball salaries. And in doing our research, we discovered that the difference between their salary ranges was so drastic that we could not stick with that same topic. So instead, we pivoted and decided to look at just sports as a whole in the entire world and look at the highest paid sports on average in terms of salary in the world. And Abe's going to dive further into the details regarding that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Josh. So as Joshua had mentioned, we decided to basically look at sports and particularly the NBA and the women's NBA. And as we all know, obviously they're not getting paid on the same scale. The highest paid athlete in the NBA right now is Stephen Curry at 40 million, and that's per season. Where on the other end, we have Brittany Griner at 215K. So huge difference in salaries. So moving forward, we saw that and we wanted to then analyze what are the average salaries across the world. And so here on this dashboard, you'll see 17 leagues. As you can see, NBA is at the is at the peak with an average player salary of 7 million. And I want to go back so I can I want to pinpoint. So per our analysis, the player that's getting the least paid in the NBA still surpasses the women's NBA highest paid athlete at 245K as opposed to 215. So huge differences, a lot of work and strides to be made there. But so coming back to this one, as you'll see, they're obviously abbreviated, but if you really dive deep, there's more sports leagues within soccer than basketball. However, again, basketball, with its popularity and basically reach, does allow for the players to get paid very well. And so we thought it was a little interesting. Obviously, some of these leagues ourselves we love to watch, but seeing it on basically on here on a dashboard, it really paints the picture to as to basically how much the difference even NBA and all the other leagues are getting paid as of right now. So moving forward, on top, aside from looking at other leagues, we looked at the ESPN Top 100 that they publish every year. This is strictly on fame, so it doesn't necessarily have to do with how much an athlete is getting paid. On the left-hand side, we'll start off with rank. The number one rank in the world right now is Cristiano Ronaldo, which is a soccer player. If you keep going down, he has an endorsement deal of 32 million. a sum of his endorsements that he makes on an annual basis. Not only is he making 32 mil, but he's also very liked. So 118 million followers, and then 93 million followers on Instagram, and then Twitter followers on 50 mil. So as you can see, there's a wide range of sports, anywhere from boxing to badminton to cricket to football. Basically, um, most of these player or athletes are very well known across the globe. And so one thing that we did want to mention is, like, for instance, tennis, you'll see that they're, obviously we all know, is a lucrative sport. And so Federer, which is one of the most known athletes within the sport, is making 60 million, so double that of what Cristiano Ronaldo is making. However, they're not very well liked, or it's not something that the audience really engages in, and that is shown here. Is there anything you guys would like to call out, or anything that you guys
Yeah. So one thing when I was looking at the data was, out of the top 100 athletes, the NBA, they had about, I think it was 13 or 14 players that made 13 that made the top 100. So I mean, that's 13%. That's a big chunk of the top 100 to one sports league.
Right. Yeah, and I think that definitely speaks volume to the NBA. Again, the data we found and the leagues that we mentioned here, the majority of them are soccer leagues across the world. So very diverse, and it's a sport that obviously has grown in popularity. And so within the soccer realm, within that top 100, there was 37 players that basically are within the top 100 most famous. Again, Ronaldo being at number one. So really here, no surprise, because they do have more leagues across basically Europe, that where soccer is the main priority. So moving forward, and that basically concludes our analysis. For us, it was kind of there was a learning curve there. I have a marketing background, and it's not something that we use. We use more, we're more on Google Analytics. So being able to create our own data and manipulate it was challenging, but yet it was rewarding to see it all on paper. And ultimately, I think it's something that there's a lot of potential, and the more you go into it, I personally see, based off of the people I follow, and like Bleacher Report and those if those like accounts live off of this kind of stuff. And so I can see where this is detrimental to their success. So overall, I think we had a pretty good time. So yeah, anything you guys would like to say?
Yeah, so to piggyback off of what Abe just said, we used Tableau as novices, and we learned to analyze data with many variables, and we found some of these variables to correlate with the high MBA salaries we did the presentation on, and then we found other variables that had some correlation, but they didn't have any causation. So kind of what Abe also mentioned about the usefulness of Tableau, we found it as a great visual tool as well. and a useful tool for presenting information in the workplace to decision makers. Because as we all know, a lot of decision makers in the workplace, they prefer to receive their information in quick and easily digestible doses. So thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to our presentation. We enjoyed taking the time to put this together and to learn something new. And that is it. Thank you.